Welcome to the program. Today we're going to cover lesson 1.4, compound assignment operators. Take a second to get familiar with the learning objectives and the topics. Okay, let's get started. You're going to start with our notional machine. And so we have some code on the left-hand side. So go ahead and pause the video, read through that code, and try to figure out what's happening. So we're going to start off by looking at line 3. On line 3, we are declaring and initializing two integer variables, I1 and I2. I1 we are setting to the integer literal 10, and I2 we are initializing to the integer literal 20. And we see both of those in our memory already. On line 4, we are declaring and initializing two double variables, D1, we are initializing to the double literal 15.2, and D2, we are initializing to the double literal 16.8. Both of those are in memory also as well. So we're going to move on and look at lines 7 through 11. That is where our new content comes in. So looking at line 7, we have a line that says I1 plus equal to 8. Now this plus equal, this is a new kind of operator that we haven't seen before. All this is just a fancy way of writing a statement that we already know. It's the same thing as if we wrote I1 is equal to I1 plus 8. All we're doing is we're just collapsing this part down, and we're just changing that into I1 plus equal to 8. But it's the same thing. We would evaluate it the same way. So I1 is 10. So on the right side, I1 evaluates to 10 plus 8. That's 18. And that goes back into I1. So I1 changes from a 10. It is now an 18. So this operator is just a way to do math on the variable on the left. I don't want to write the variable on the left and then also write it again on the right. So I'm just going to use this little shorthand, this compound assignment operator. Next, we're going to look at our next line of code, line 8. We have I2 minus equal to I1. Again, this is the same. We can then just break that out. That's the same as saying I2 is equal to I2 minus I1. We need to evaluate I2 and I1 on the right-hand side. I2 is 20 minus I1 is now 18, so that's 20 minus 18, which is 2, and that gets stored back into I2. So I2 changes, I2 is now 2. Now we're going to look at line 9. So line 9 not only has this compound assignment operator, but it also has a plus arithmetic operator. And when we need to figure out which one of these we evaluate first. Whenever we need to figure out what we evaluate first, we always head down to our precedence table. We're trying to figure out between the plus and the times equal. Well, the plus happens first. So this just turns into D1 times equal to I2 is 2 plus 2. So it turns into D1 times equal to 4. Now we can expand this into D1 is equal to D1 times 4. D1 is 15.2. So it's going to be D1 is equal to 15.2 times 4. And so D1 is equal to 60.8. 60.8 goes into D1. Looking at line 10, we have D2 is equal to D2 divided by I2. Evaluating everything on the right-hand side, D2 is equal to D2 is 16.8, and we're going to divide that by 2. We have a double and an int, so the answer is going to be a double. D2 is equal to 8.4. So 8.4 goes back into D2. And finally, our last one, we have I1 mod equal to 7. We'll take that one down over here. That's just going to be I1 is equal to I1 mod 7. I1 is 18, so it's going to be I1 is equal to 18 mod 7. So 18 divided by 7, that goes in 2 times, and that gives us a remainder of 4. So I1 is equal to 4, so 4 goes back into I1. So I1 changes from 18, it's going to now change to 4. Moving on to lines 14 and 15, we have our increment and decrement statements. Line 14 says I2 plus plus. The plus plus just means add 1 to that variable. It's the same thing as saying I2 is equal to I2 plus 1. Currently I2 is 2, so that's 2 plus 1, which is 3, which goes back into I2. I2 now becomes 3. Looking at line 15, D2 minus minus, that is our decrement operator. That's the same thing as saying D2 is equal to D2 minus 1. D2 is currently 8.4. 8.4 minus 1 is 7.4. That goes back into D2, and so now D2 changes to 7.4. Make sure that you are comfortable with all of that code before moving on to the next section. Our next topic is compound assignment operators. Our learning objective is evaluate what is stored in a variable as a result of an expression with an assignment statement. That sound means that we are getting a new code statement. This is our compound assignment statement, a statement that performs an arithmetic operation on a variable and assigns the result back into that same variable. So you can see in our general form box, we have 5 different compound assignment statements. We have the plus equal, minus equal, times equal, divide equal, and mod equal. For each one, you have a variable on the left-hand side. So you start off with the name of that variable. And then you have your compound assignment operator like plus equal, and then you have an expression on the right-hand side. That expression on the right-hand side will evaluate down to a single value, and then it will be added, subtracted, multiplied, divided, or modded into the variable on the left. So you can see some examples on the right-hand side that use some actual variables. We can add 5 to our XP by saying XP plus equal to 5. We can subtract 10 from our health by saying HP minus equal to 10. We can multiply our cost by 2 by saying cost times equal to 2. We can say area divided equal to parts, or minutes mod equal to 60. So our compound assignment operator, it's an operator that combines an assignment operator and an arithmetic operator together. On this table, you see those 5 compound assignment operators. You can see those expressions that we saw on the previous page, and then we can see the equivalent expression if we wrote that out as just a regular assignment statement. All of these compound assignment operators can be written out just as regular assignment statements. So this highlights our essential knowledge. Compound assignment operators can be used in place of the assignment operator. Our final topic today is increment and decrement operators. Our learning objective is to evaluate what is stored in a variable as a result of an expression with an assignment statement. We have 2 different operators. We have the increment operator, which is our plus plus operator, and we have our decrement operator, which is the minus minus. Now we use this operator immediately after a variable. So we can say something like coins plus plus. What the increment operator does, it takes that variable and adds 1 to the value and stores it back inside that variable. Now, just like our compound assignment operators, this is just another way to shorten a regular assignment statement. We can rewrite this statement as a regular assignment statement. It's the same thing as saying coins is equal to coins plus 1. We can also write it as a compound assignment statement by saying coins plus equal to 1. All 3 of those statements are the same. The decrement operator is very similar, except that it subtracts 1 from the variable. So you have your variable name, and then you say minus minus right after it. So in our example, we have lives minus minus. Maybe you're playing a game, you just lost a life, lives minus minus. Our equivalent expression as an assignment statement is lives is equal to lives minus 1. And as a compound assignment statement, lives minus equal to 1. This highlights our essential knowledge. The increment operator and the decrement operator are used to add 1 or subtract 1 from the stored value of a variable or an array element. The new value is assigned to the variable or array element. That's going to bring us to the end of today's lesson. Make sure you review how you feel about the learning objectives. Make sure you read those recap statements. Hit me up with any questions or concerns that you have regarding this topic. Join us in the next video and keep programming.